Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Presidential Address for Week 14. Like always, we have split this video up into two different videos. This is part one. I've got four totals to give you. Part two, there will be four side bets. Make sure to watch them both. And we'll go through my record after the first game, which happens to be the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thursday night football should be a doozy of a game if you like sleep. 12.3 points per game. 12.3. That's what New England has scored this year. And 16 points per game is what Pittsburgh has scored. I know no one wants to bet an under this low, but 17-10 is still a field goal less than this 30 as the total. And 17-10 feels high to me. Who the hell is going to score in this football game? In order for this game to get to 30, we will need at least 4 touchdowns. That's a big ask for both these teams. I would say 1 touchdown is a big ask, especially for the Patriots. This is not a joke, guys. The Patriots have scored a grand total of 1 touchdown in their last 3 football games. Okay, that is a joke. But it's not a joke I wrote. It's a joke they're writing in front of our very eyes. With that said, for all the laughing we do about the Patriots offense, they have held their last 3 opponents to 6, 10, and 10, which is very impressive, regardless of how bad their last 3 opponents were. In Pittsburgh's last 3 games, well, they've scored a grand total of 3 touchdowns combined. Yes, an average of 1 touchdown per game. Maybe not as great a joke as the Pets, but still a funny joke nevertheless. Defensively, both teams are playing lights out right now. As I've already mentioned, New England has held their last 3 opponents to 26 points combined, and Pittsburgh has allowed only 1 team in their last 8 to score more than 20 on them, and none of those teams were the anemic New England Patriots. Now, these teams are starting, well, no one at quarterback. Like, literally, neither of these teams will have a quarterback behind center on Thursday. I expect both the teams to run the ball 2 out of every 3 downs, and I think this game will be the first game ever to be under 1 hour long. Okay, that's a joke I wrote. But in all seriousness, both teams will come in with the world's most conservative game plan. Normally, here is where I say there'll be more field goals and touchdowns. But man, even field goals in this game might be hard to come by. I've not seen anything this bad since Chicago pizza or a New York street hot dog. There's no total low enough for me. Okay, well, I would bet over 6. But I think the line should honestly be around 6. No, in all seriousness. 24 seems like the right total here. A 13 to 12 game seems very reasonable to me. I know. We don't want to bet under 30. Oh, yes, we do. Take New England and Pittsburgh under 30. Before we get into our next 3 games, I want to let you know if you watched these videos last week, you would have gone 4-3. You actually would have gone 5-3 because I gave out the Chargers -6, and that pushed. But the line dropped almost immediately after I released this video, and anyone who bet the Chargers would have won. However, for the sake of my record, truth, and honesty, 4-3 is what we did last week. The total record on the year across all these videos, 78 wins, 57 losses, a 58% win percentage. It's amazing. I'm so proud of how these videos have gone. But that is nothing compared to my college basketball right now. And I got an incredible promo to give out for you guys. The promo code is DUNK399. You get the rest of my college basketball all the way through to the Nets being cut down for $399. I made double-digit profits in college basketball last year. Right now, as we're taping on Tuesday, I'm on a 9-1 college basketball run. 15-2 in my last 17. I'm up 65% on the season. Guys, I'm seeing college ball so clearly right now. Please take advantage of that promo code DUNK399. Now let's get to the Carolina-New Orleans game. New Orleans, I think, is how you Americans pronounce it. 5.5 to Carolina. The total in this game is 38. And well, let's stick with unders. We're going to provide another insomnia type football game. Yes, if you have insomnia Thursday, watch the Patriots in New England. If you have insomnia on Sunday, watch this game. Sure, we saw the Saints put up 28 on Detroit, but Detroit knows defense like the Patriots know offense. And furthermore, the Saints had no choice but to mount an aerial comeback, being down 21-0 in the first 5 minutes. But that is not who they are. This Saints team defines themselves as a slow-moving, running, conservative offense type team with a strong defense and a team that wants to play to the under all the time. Prior to putting on 28 up on Detroit, they scored 15 on Atlanta and 19 on Minnie. This is a team that I do not trust offensively one bit, and I think on a really good day, they maybe get to 24 points. Yes, let's say they get to 24 points. Well, that means Carolina needs to get to 15 for this game to go over. For the record, the Panthers have scored more than 15 points once in their last 6 games, and that was 18 points. They put that up against Tampa Bay. They have gone under 14 points 4 of their last 5 games. I understand that neither of these D units are world class, but I just don't know if that matters here, as neither offense is going to score much. Frankly, it looks to me like these offenses don't even want to score much. Carolina is the 4th worst passing team in the league. The Saints, the 7th worst. Also, as far as who's going to be starting at quarterback for the Saints, I could care less. I look at this game and think 2017 gets us there. No way the Panthers put up 17. 24-13 gets us there. No way the Saints put up 24. There are very few scores that are realistic in this game that gets us over. 21-20, that's an over. But man, that is a huge ask, especially as Carolina hasn't scored 20 in 6 straight games. This play will be close. I think we do see a game that gets into the 30s, but I am still going to play the under here and hold my nose in the final 5 minutes. Take Carolina and New Orleans under the total. Now we turn our attention to the Rams and Baltimore. Monday, when I started doing my due diligence, the total here was 42.5. It has been bet down to 40.5. I don't get it. I like the over in this game. The Rams, well, don't look now. This veteran team is getting their act together. They've won 3 in a row. They're in a playoff hunt, and their offense has just put up 36 and 37 in their last 2 games. This total is very low. And honestly, either of these teams, especially Baltimore, can get within 7 points of this total themselves. Think about it. The total here is 40.5. Before Baltimore won their last game 20-10, they had scored 34, 31, 37, 31, and 38 points all by themselves. They should be able to get close to 40 in this game. I know people think the Baltimore D is great, but they're not great. They're good. They might be even really good, but they're not great. They allowed Cincy to put up 20 with Browning playing half the game. Cleveland put up 33 on them with no one playing quarterback. Even Arizona 5 games ago put up 24 on them. Sure, Baltimore is leading the league in points allowed at 15.6 per game, but that is because 3 of those games, they were incredible. They held Seattle to 3, Detroit to 6, and Cleveland to 3. Every other game, teams scored at least 16 points. 3 of those games, they allowed more than 20 points. Baltimore averages 27 points per game. The Rams, 22 points per game. That that combines to a touchdown over the current total. 23-20 gets us over, and we know Baltimore will put up more than 23. Let's assume Baltimore gets their average 27 points a game. The Rams would then need to score 16 to go over. The Rams have scored more than 16 in 9 of their last 10 games. And as we discussed at the beginning, they put up 36 and 37 in their last 2. This total is shocking to me. But I don't know what I'm missing here. What am I missing? There are smart, wise people playing the under. Is it the weather? Doesn't look too bad. Other than Mark Andrews, both teams are healthy and ready to go. This is a baffling total. I also do like the Rams, for the record, at plus 7.5, but the over is a way better play. Take Rams and Baltimore over 40.5. Now we turn our attention to Minnesota. They're going into Vegas. Speaking of which, I'm going into Vegas. I leave tomorrow morning. I'll be there till next Wednesday. So next week, the NFL Presidential Address will be filmed on Thursday and out late. My apologies, but we will still get one for you. Okay, Minnesota, Vegas, total here 40.5. When in doubt, bet the under. Now that's a slogan I live by, and you can actually buy a shirt with that very slogan at WagerMerch.com. Use promo code Prez and get 20% off your first purchase. WagerMerch.com. How about the way I just did an infomercial while giving out a bet? Pat on the back for the Prez. Anyway, this game is an under to me, and here is why. Let's start with Mini, who are currently 2-8 in their last 10 to the under. They have scored 30 points in their last 2 games combined and allowed 33 points in their last 2 games combined. We have seen this Dobbs story play out many times. He comes to a new team, he plays amazing for a couple of days, and then he realizes he's Josh Dobbs. I know they're getting Jefferson back this week. Maybe. He's probable. But I just can't see this team getting anywhere near 20 points. Only Kansas City has scored more than 20 on the Raiders team in the last 4 games. The Raiders even held Miami to 20. There's no way the Vikings offense competes with the Dolphins. The Raiders are also 2-8 to the under in their last 10 and have scored more than 17 points once in their last 6 games. In their last 10 games, they have scored 21 once and 30 once, and the rest were between 12 and 18 points. I cannot see the Raiders scoring 20 points on Sunday. This game is 17-13 written all over it, and that's 10 points below the total. At most, I could see a 20-17 score, and that's still a field goal under the total. I'm not overthinking this play. Both these teams play to the under, and that is where we're going. Take Minnesota and Vegas under the total of 40.5. That's part 1 of the NFL Presidential Address, guys. Take the under in New England and Pittsburgh, the under in Carolina and New Orleans, the over in Baltimore and the Rams, and the under in Minnesota and Vegas. Make sure to use that promo code DUNK399. Killing it in college basketball. And also check out WagerMerch.com. Make sure to watch part 2. We'll see you there.